A new era of baseball is about to begin for the West Prairie Mustangs as we have the 2026 Perry County Baseball Championship Tournament semifinals here at West Prairie High School in Elliotsburg. As we have our first semifinal, the defending champions West Prairie Mustangs versus the Greenwood Wildcats. I am Alex Wall, the Golden Pipes of Perry County Baseball. And we have our season opener for three of our teams here today. The Greenwood Wildcats already with one game in the books for the season, suffering a tough loss this past Thursday at home against St. Joseph's Catholic Academy in a Tri-Final League matchup. The St. Joe's team got a 6-5 victory over the Greenwood Wildcats just a couple of days ago. For West Prairie, this is their first season for the first time in over 25 years. We have a new coach here at West Prairie. That is Josh Wilson. Josh Wilson, who has been the junior varsity coach here at West Prairie for the last 6 years, is now stepping in for Jeff Stano, who announced his retirement after last season. Jeff Stano, along with 8 seniors for the West Prairie team, left the team last year due to either retirement or graduation. Josh Wilson is assisted by Dakota Pence, first-year assistant coach for West Prairie Varsity Baseball. Dakota Pence, an East Pennsboro graduate, now helping out with West Prairie Baseball. As we have our first semifinal here, we're going to have a very special presentation in a matter of moments after the conference meeting here at home plate between West Prairie and Greenwood players and coaches, along with our umpires. Our umpires for today in our first semifinal, calling balls and strikes behind the plate is Charles Kipp, and calling off the bases is Kevin Dalpias. As we have a very special ceremony to get ready for our 2026, the 32nd annual Perry County Baseball Tournament is live on the Peco Sports Talk YouTube channel, presented by the Bank of Landisburg and by Peco Yardscapes. We'll be back in just a moment to get things started here at West Prairie High School. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to West Prairie High School for the 2026 Perry County Baseball Championship Tournament. Our first semifinal is between the visiting Greenwood Wildcats and the home team, the West Prairie Mustangs. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask you to please rise and remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem.
Stars through the perilous fight, for the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streamed, and here the rocket's red flag upon first singing air came through the night.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we begin today's game, we have a very special presentation here for us here today. For our ceremonial first pitch, on April 20th, 1996, West Prairie player Derek Morrison pitched against Newport in the Perry County Championship game with a school record 9 straight strikeouts, totaling 13 strikeouts in 5 innings in a 15-1 victory for the Mustangs back in 1996. Here today, we are honored to have Derek Morrison throw out the first pitch. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome West Prairie Hall of Famer, Derek Morrison.
This is why I want Facebook, Wi-Fi, and other cameras. You know, I can have a camera out there. Get it.
A very emotional day here at West Prairie High School to kick off the spring sports season here at West Prairie High School. A very cold and chilly start for our day. We do have a schedule change. Normally for the Perry County baseball tournament, we have 2 semifinals happening at the same time. However, due to poor field conditions over at the junior varsity field behind West Prairie High School, both semifinals will now be played here at the varsity field. With semifinal number 1, the defending champions, West Prairie Mustangs, under direction of first-year head coach Josh Wilson. A very exciting day here at West Prairie. A lot of Perry County fans. Later on, at roughly around 1:30, we'll have the second semifinal between Susquehanna and Newport, which is expected to be a very exciting game indeed. Well, we'll have 3 games here today. No consolation game here today as the West Prairie Mustangs take the field for the first time this season. And here we have the starting lineups. First for the visiting Greenwood Wildcats. Laying off will be the third baseman, right number 5, Owen Losh. Batting second is the second baseman, number 2, Dylan Yawn. Batting third for the Wildcats, he's the shortstop, right number 6, A.J. Outland. Batting fourth is the designated hitter for the Wildcats, number 21, Gavin Oburn. He is heading for the left fielder, number 13, Braden McNaughton. Batting fifth is the catcher, number 7, Braden Benito. Batting sixth is the right fielder, number 11, Vance Moyer. Batting seventh is the first baseman, number 16, Jackson Anderson. Batting eighth is the center fielder, number 10, Aiden Sugden. And batting ninth is the starting pitcher for the Wildcats, number 8, Titan Worth. Substitutions for the Wildcats include Jacob Anderson, Maverick Broadbent, Wyatt Bear, and Nolan Smith. The Greenwood Wildcats are coached by third-season head coach Jason Sugden, who is the father of the center fielder Aiden Sugden. Pitching for the West Prairie Mustangs in their season opener is Grady Brown. Grady Brown was in the junior varsity team a year ago, and now he's getting his first varsity start in his high school career. Grady Brown pitching. Catching behind the plate is Mason Sprecher. At first base is Ryan McCurdy. Second baseman is Eli Lyons. Third baseman is Quentin Palm. The shortstop is Christian Stump. And in the outfield, on left field is Drew Brandt. Center field is Gannon Wilson. And right field is patrolled by Kyan Stern. The West Prairie Mustangs rocking the pinstripes here. We saw the pinstripes for West Prairie for the first time a year ago. This is a West Prairie team. A heartbreaking ending for the West Prairie season a year ago. 12 wins, 10 losses overall. They finished in 4th place in the District 3 4A championship tournament, just 1 win shy of qualifying for the state playoffs. The third place game was at Fleetwood for the Mustangs and the Fleetwood Tigers, winning 8-7 in the longest game in West Prairie history. 13 innings for the Mustangs. And now, here we go with the start of our Perry County Championship Tournament. And stepping up for Greenwood is the third baseman, Owen Losh. Grady Brown, the starting pitcher for the Mustangs. And we are underway with the first pitch of the season, and it's down low for ball 1. Calling balls and strikes behind the plate today is Charles Kipp. And call off the bases, our bases umpire is Kevin Dalpiaz. Not too bad conditions here as this ball is hit high out to left field towards Drew Brandt. Brandt gets under it, and that is the first out of the season. Drew Brandt out in left field. He was on the junior varsity team a year ago. A pretty good hitter for the Mustangs as we've been told so far. He records the first out. That's going to bring up Dylan Young. Dylan Young, the second baseman for the Wildcats. First of 3 games here at the West Prairie Varsity Field here today. And swing and a miss from Dylan Young for strike 1. Gray Brown, not the hardest throwing pitcher in Perry County. That probably goes to Ryan Shoppy, who we'll most likely see on the mound later today in 1 of 2 games. Most likely. I'm tell you, like, the next pitch is outside for ball 1. But tell you what, Susquehanna and Newport, that's going to be an interesting game for sure. Two teams in the Tri-Valley League. Ryan Shoppy likely going to be the starting pitcher for the Blackhawks later on in game 2. And here's swing a line drive. That will drop out to left field for the first hit for Greenwood. Remember, Greenwood is called off their first game of the season just 48 hours ago at home against St. Joseph's Catholic Academy. But here is Dylan Young with the first hit of the game. And here comes H.A. Adlin. H.A. Adlin, the shortstop, a tough loss for Greenwood 6-5 this past Thursday at home against St. Joseph's Catholic Academy. And first pitch is in for a call strike 1, says Charles Kipp. To be honest, I didn't even know St. Joseph's Catholic had a baseball team. But, yeah, I don't think they did either last year. I don't remember hearing anything about St. Joe's being in the Tri-Valley League for baseball. They haven't been in the Tri-Valley League for that long either, like in any of their sports. So we all know how good their girls basketball team is. Last time we were here together on Prairie County YouTube, we were at Susquehanna for the Tri-Valley League Championship, where St. Joe's Catholic dominated against Susquehanna. St. Joe's Catholic girls basketball, they did make it to the state championship semifinals this season. For losing a tough one in the semifinals, throw over the first, nothing doing. And next pitch, 0-2 pitch is just missing the strike zone, just a bit up high for ball 1. 1-2 the count. H.A. Outland weighing the 1-2 pitch. He swings, he hits it high up. They have windy conditions here. Eli Lyons call for it. He takes a dive for it. Right along the first baseline, he makes the grab. Nice highlight, bang, bang play there for Eli Lyons. His older brother, Austin Lyons, graduated from West Prairie a year ago. And I think I saw Austin Lyons here earlier today. Wouldn't surprise me if he is here. So up next here is the designated hitter for the Wildcats, Gaffin Oburn. And Oburn takes the first pitch in the dirt for ball one. Thank you so much for tuning in on the Peco Sports Talk YouTube channel. I am Alex Wall, the Golden Pipes of Perry County Baseball, and this is definitely an ideal way to start off the season for the West Prairie Mustangs. Next pitch is just outside for ball two, so 2-0 the count. As far as the weather goes, not too shabby here at West Prairie High School. It's windy. I mean, that's nothing new. It's always windy here during the baseball season. Next pitch is hit hard out towards center field. Center fielder going under it. He makes the catch. That is Gannon Wilson. And the Mustangs get out of the inning. Only one hit for the Wildcats and nothing more after that. They're hanging to the bottom of first. The West Prairie Mustangs coming up to bat for the first time here for the Perry County Championship semifinal. Back here for the ball in the first inning as we have the starting lineup for the West Prairie Mustangs. Laying off is the second baseman, number 11, Eli Lyons. Batting second is the center fielder, number 2, Gannon Wilson. Batting third is the third baseman, number 12, Quentin Palm. Batting fourth is the DH for West Prairie, number 4, Carson Fritz. He is hitting for the starting pitcher for West Prairie, number 9, Grady Brown. Batting fifth is the right fielder, number 7, Kyan Sturm. Batting sixth is the shortstop, number 10, Christian Stump. Batting seventh is the first baseman, number 5, Ryan McCurdy. Batting eighth is the catcher, number 3, Mason Sprecher. And batting ninth is the left fielder, number 6, Drew Brandt. Eli Lyons laying off for the Mustangs, and he had a spectacular catch in the first inning for a big out of the wind, pushing the ball further away towards foul territory, but he dove and made a spectacular catch. Substitutions for the West Prairie Mustangs include Caleb Bissell, Caden Kimmel, Johnny Palm, Aiden Lesher, and Jackson Jones. You want to hear a crazy stat here for the Perry County Tournament? This is the 32nd annual Perry County Tournament. In 28 of the last 31 Perry County tournaments, West Prairie has been in the championship game. They've only missed the Perry County Championship 3 times. The last time they missed it was back in 2005, where the Newport Buffaloes beat the Susquehanna Blackhawks 15-5 in 2005. The last time that West Prairie wasn't in the Perry County Championship game, but they have been in it in each of the last 18 tournaments. This is the West Prairie team calling off a 12-10 season. Greenwood Wildcats a 6-13 season, a top 4-11 record in the Tri-Fire League West Division. And now here we go with our first batter of the season for the West Prairie Mustangs, and it's Eli Lyons. Eli Lyons coming up to bat first, laying off for the Mustangs. And pitching for the Wildcats is Titan Worth. And first pitch swinging here, and Eli Lyons pops it up, and it will be caught by the shortstop. That's H.A. Outland for a very quick first out. Now it's going to bring up Gannon Wilson. One pitch, one out here for Titan Worth, the starting pitcher for the Greenwood Wildcats. Here's Gannon Wilson. Gannon Wilson was on the varsity team a year ago. It didn't hit a whole lot, but here he's hitting second on the West Prairie lineup. Josh Wilson, who's over at first base. Here's first pitch to Wilson outside for ball one. You know what I really like about West Prairie coaching philosophy is that like the West Prairie Mustangs next pitch is outside for ball two. Like West Prairie, it kind of reminds me of the Pittsburgh Steelers. So Pittsburgh, they love their head coaches. They love who they got. They're there for a long time. Of course, Mike Tomlin just stepped down a year ago. But for West Prairie, it's a similar story. The last two head coaches for West Prairie stay here for at least 25 years, and a ground ball is on target, and the ball is dropped by the first baseman. And I think that's going to be ruled ahead. As Gannon Wilson, he has that incredible speed. That's why he's out in center field. And that's going to be awarded a base hit for Wilson, swinging on a 2-0 count. A great effort there for the third baseman, Owen Lodge. Up next here is Quentin Palm. Quentin Palm was a substitute for most of the year last year for West Prairie baseball. And now here's the first pitch to him, and it's outside for ball one. Our game time temperature here at West Prairie High School, we are sitting comfortably at 55 degrees. Not too shabby for the first game of the season for the West Prairie Mustangs. Second game of the year now for Greenwood. Next pitch is outside for ball two. I mean, it could be worse. Remember last year? Oh, the big whiteout game. It was snowing here in the Perry County tournament. And fortunately, thanks to our friends over the ABC 27 Weather Center, we were sitting pretty. The high today is 58. A few clouds here and there, sure, but no chance of rain here today. And now, pitch out here. You don't see that very often. But again, Wilson able to steal second. That is why you have Gannon Wilson as the center fielder. Just unbelievable speed. He has his first stolen base of the season. No doubt it will be the first of many. It's a 2-1 count. The last pitch was called for a strike, so 2 balls and 1 strike. Here for Gannon Wilson. He swings and misses that pitch and dirt. Ball gets away, but the umpires say that is foul tip. It's supposed to be nicer here tomorrow, too. It's supposed to be 74 degrees. However, they're calling for rain after 4 o'clock here tomorrow. We did have a pretty good rain here last night, West Prairie. That's why the schedule for today is a little bit different. Well, okay, it's a lot different, but we're ready for it. 3 games here at West Prairie High School. And now a ground ball down third baseline. Charles Kipsey is fair, and the throw gets away. Gannon Wilson will round third, and he will score on what was going to be rolled an E5. It's a base hit followed by an error, and the West Prairie Mustangs have the early lead here in the first. Fortunately, Quentin Palm for Greenwood, he did not advance any further from first. That's counts an RBI for Quentin Palm. So here comes Carson Fritz, the designated hitter. His brother, Wyatt Fritz, graduated a year ago. He was the designated hitter for the Mustangs. And now, delayed call there for Charles Kipp. It's called a strike for strike one. The West Prairie Mustangs grabbing an early lead here. And now Tyneworth in trouble here early, and now a high pitch, a throw over to first. Quentin Palm had a decent lead there. It's ball 1-1 the count. We have our producer here, Nick Miller, running everything here technology-wise. Always great to be together here for the Prairie County Baseball Tournament. And now next pitch, high up. Carson Fritz had a duck under it for a second. 2 balls and a strike. Now, this is a Greenwood team that surprises me. Greenwood is not a bad team. The only problem is they've always struggled here in the Prairie County tournament as the next pitch is swung on and missed from Fritz. Evens the count at 2-2. In the 31-year history of the Prairie County tournament, the Greenwood Wildcats have made it to the Prairie County championship game once. That was in 2019. Yeah, just one time. It really is surprising. Like, this is a GREENWOOD team that also made it in that same year in 2019. They made it to the state championship game that year. So this is not a bad team. But the disadvantage for GREENWOOD is that every year here in the Prairie County tournament, they're facing teams in higher classifications in the PIAA. You got Newport, who's in 2A, Susquehanna is in AAA, and the Mustangs are in the highest classification, 4A. And here's a base hit from Carson Fritz on a 2-2 count. Quentin Palm advances over to third, and now runners at the corners here with only one out. Great moment here for Carson Fritz, his first varsity hit, along with Garrett Wilson and Quentin Palm. And now here comes Kyan Sturm. GREENWOOD with the double play formation here. And a step off here. Nothing doing over at first. Yeah, 2019, it was a great year for GREENWOOD. Made it to the Prairie County Championship for the first time. Made it to the state championship game for the first time. They had a very tough loss in that championship game, 2-1 against West Middlesex. And now a throw over to second. Carson Fritz is going to have a free stolen base. As shortstop, AJ Outland cut off to try to get the runner out at the plate, but Quentin Palm staying put. So now runners at second and third here with only one out. That first pitch was a strike for Kyan Sturm. Sturm looking at bunt. He gets it down, but it goes back. Make the count no balls and 2 strikes. After this game, we'll have the second semifinal for us. This is the first time since we started broadcasting baseball here at West Prairie that we're going to have all 3 games on the same field. It's going to be a little bit of a long day. But, hey, yeah, I actually do like it better. Like, yeah, it's nice to have 2 semifinals going on at the same time so make the day go faster. But
Fans can actually watch
hey,
each game and not have to
yeah.
switch back and forth.
This is very true. You don't have to switch back and forth like you did a couple years ago. But we only have 3 games here today. It would have been a really long day if we also had a conversation game, but that is not the case here today. The 0-2 pitch is swung on by Sturm, strikes out for the second out. First strikeout of the day for either team.
8 o'clock this morning.
But
All 4 games pretty much.
yeah, it would be a long game, especially like I'm sure there's some wrestling fans here at West Prairie High School for some teams. You got the NCAA National Division I Championship Finals tonight on ESPN. That starts at 6:30, but we should be out of here by then.
Maybe.
Yeah, hopefully, as long as there are no extra innings here today, which is a possibility. It very much is. Here comes Christian Stump, the shortstop. 2 runners in scoring position with 2 outs now. First pitch to Stump is in for a called strike 1. Charles Kipp, our home plate umpire. That's the kind of umpiring he does. He has that delayed call. He has interesting way of calling strikes. Almost like it's an out. Here's the next pitch, and there's the signal for a strike 2. 0-2 the count. Titan Werf trying to get out of this with only a 1-run inning. 2 more potentially here in second and third. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Werf. Check swing and stays up high for ball 1. We have our 2 athletic directors here today for West Prairie and GREENWOOD. Matt Begelman and Adam Barstow looking on. There's a swing, a ground ball down the first baseline, fair ball. 1 run comes across the score. Here comes Carson Fritz from second, and 2 runs come across the score on a 2-run single from Christian Stump. And it's 3-0 Mustangs. On a 1-2 pitch from tying Worth. And the inning keeps on going. Now a 3-0 lead for the Mustangs. And here comes Ryan McCurdy. Ryan McCurdy, a good basketball player here at West Prairie, taking his first at bat in the varsity baseball level. And here he takes a high ball for strike one, a high fastball. A year ago, man, this Prairie County Championship game was a thriller last year. 4-1 for the Mustangs against Susquehanna. Both Susquehanna and West Prairie had a shutout in the semifinals. Susquehanna defeated Greenwood 11-0, while West Prairie defeated Newport 15-0, both being 5-inning games. Expansions outside for ball, or inside for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. And a 1-1 pitch is down on the dirt. Good scoop for the catcher for Greenwood, Brandon Benito.
Greenwood's playing good ball.
Yeah, they really are. It's just West Prairie. They're getting their hits. They're playing the ball in tight spaces. Swing and a miss for strike two. 2 balls and 2 strikes. That was one of the worries for West Prairie baseball heading into this season, hitting-wise. Pitching-wise, they should be all right. But hitting-wise, it could be an interesting season for the Mustangs, especially in a very tough mid-pen conference, the Colonial Division. And now our first full count of the game. Christian Stunt will be on the run here on this next pitch with 2 outs. Payoff pitch coming for Titan Worth. Swing as a chopper over to the shortstop. He is going to throw it over to first in time. Good play for H.A. Allen, and that will end the inning. 6-3 putout, but the Mustangs scored 3 runs on 4 hits, including a 2-run single for Christian Stump. And we are heading into the second inning. Well, 3-0 lead for the West Prairie Mustangs. This is the 2026 Prairie County Tournament Semifinal. West Prairie versus Greenwood, exclusively on the Prairie County Talk Sports Zone YouTube channel. And it's presented by the Bank of Landsberg and by Peco Yardscapes. We are back here for the second inning. A 3-0 lead for the Mustangs. 3 runs on 4 hits and 1 error. Leaving 1 run left on base for the Mustangs. Christian Stump with a 2-run single. Quentin Palm with the other RBI on a base hit. Here we go with the Greenwood Wildcats. 5, 6, and 7 hitters stood up for the Wildcats. Here comes the catcher, Brandon Benito. And he looks at the first pitch in the dirt for ball 1. Let's talk about something that's been on my mind a little bit. Banana ball. Banana ball is a huge thing here in Perry County, mainly because of the player who plays for the Firefighters, Ben Dunn, West Prairie graduate, West Prairie Hall of Famer, and he is just doing a fantastic job. And it got me thinking, what if we had banana ball right here in Perry County? Yeah, I'm pretty serious about this. Like, what if, like, obviously we're not doing that here today, but what if we had sometime maybe this summer, what if we had a Perry County Banana Ball tournament where we had all 4 teams in a neutral location? I was thinking double day, but unfortunately that field has been closed for who knows how long. But I think that would be amazing to see. I want to hear your thoughts if you're watching this. Next pitch is inside for a ball or a strike. It's actually 2 balls and 2 strikes down to Benito. I want to hear your thoughts. What if we had a banana ball tournament for Perry County High School? That would like Prairie County High School teams. All 4 teams playing banana ball for a Peco banana ball tournament. Let's hear your thoughts. See if we can get that done. We'll see. I have to talk to all the athletic directors about that. Next pitch is outside for ball 3. 3-2.
Any Legion fields?
There could be some Legion fields that could be playable for banana ball. Yeah. But, I don't know. And, the 3-2 pitch ends up hitting Benito. And, GREENWOOD fans are actually very happy about that. That's the first. I never heard the fan base cheering for a batter to get hit. But Benito is hit by a pitch. That's the leadoff base runner for the Wildcats. And now here comes Vance Moyer, the right fielder. Vance Moyer facing the first pitch outside for ball 1. Yeah, I mean, it was funny. How did I come up with Banana Ball Prairie County Tournament? Well, it was actually funny. I came up with that this past weekend. I was volunteering, announcing for the Special Olympic Speed Skating Championship. That was at Hershey Park Arena in Hershey. And it just popped in my head. And now here's the pitch, and swung on and down the third base line. It's a fair ball, according to Charles Kipp. Trying to get the second was Moyer, but Benito put on the brakes at second, and now you got a base hit for Vance Moyer, and runners at first and second down with nobody out. Well, I kind of trying.
Field on Liberty Valley Road. You can see it and have a little fence around it. I need to find out if somebody owns that. I don't know if it'd be a place to park.
Liberty Valley Road. Yeah, there is a baseball field there.
Like in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
The bottom of the field.
Yeah, we can potentially have a banana ball event there. Yeah. I know what some of y'all are probably thinking. What if we get Ben Dumb here? And now pitch throw over to second. Ball gets away. Almost got Benito there sleeping at second. Fortunately, the ball got away. Actually, ends up hitting Benito, but no advancement here. That's one thing that we're probably going to see a lot this season for the West Prairie Mustangs. Pitch over to pretty much any base. They'll even throw it at third a lot of times. We've seen that a lot last couple of years for the Mustangs. But I was wondering about that with the addition of new first-year head coach Josh Wilson. Josh Wilson was the junior varsity coach at West Prairie for the last 6 years. Showing bunt here, and ball gets down, and now the throw gets away from third. Benito, and now Drew Brand having trouble on left, and that's going to result in an E2, and a run comes across the score. It was a double steal. I think that was successful, but then E2 allowed Benito to score. Vance Moyer not going very well. It's ball 1 to Jackson Anderson, the first baseman for Greenwood. I think that was was that ball 1? I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah, it was down in the dirt. So 1-0 count, and now Greenwood down by 2. We have another run potentially over in second base. Next pitch here, and it's hit high and into shallow left center field. Who's going to get on there? And nobody's going to get there. Now hold on, communication between Drew Brandt and Gannon Wilson, and it drops right between them. That will result in a base hit for Jackson Anderson. Vance Moyer advances over to third. And now the tying run is up at first base. The go-ahead run is now over at the plate. And it's Aiden Sugden. Aiden Sugden is the son of Greenwood head coach Jason Sugden. And Gray Brown and Werner going over to first. And this ball gets past Eli Lyons. And it's a double steal attempt. And Vance Moyer steals home. And he scores to make it a 3-2 ball game. Man, I don't know what happened there. West Prairie had that read perfectly. The problem is the ball just got away from Eli Lyons, who tried to cut the throw off to get back to the plate. And now Gannon Wilson coming up talking. everything here for West Perry, and this thing defensively is just not going right for them. No outs here. Runner in second. That's the tying run now at second base. Josh Wilson going up the top. Again, Greenwood has only made to the Perry County Championship game one time in the history of this tournament. That was in 2019, where the Mustangs beat the Wildcats 11-2 in that championship game. I mean, who knows? This could be history here for the Greenwood Wildcats. West Perry, of course, leads all Perry County teams with the most championships. They are the defending champions. They've won it in 3 of the last 4 years. West Perry, or exception being Newport winning in 2024 a couple years ago. And now here's in second shown to bunt and pulls back as 1 ball and 1 strike the count. A little bit of windy conditions here, but that's nothing new here at West Perry. Seriously, it's always windy here. I think since I started broadcasting West Perry baseball, I think we only had 2 games since I started broadcasting here that did not have any wind. The next pitch swung unfouled back for strike 2, 1 ball and 2 strikes. The first Perry County Championship tournament was back in 1991, where the Mustangs won the inaugural event. It's been canceled 4 times since then. 3 rainouts, and of course 2020 there was no Peco tournament because of COVID. 2015, 2003, and 2000 all got rained out in those 3 years. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes here for Aiden Sugden, the center fielder, the number 8 hitter on the Greenwood lineup. The 1-2 pitch is in for a called strike 3. First strikeout of the game for Grady Brown. And finally, there is the first out the second inning. And now our first pitcher versus pitcher matchup of the day. Number 9 versus number 8. Grady Brown pitching against Titan Worth. And now steal attempt, trying to go throw, and the throw is way over the head. But fortunately, no offense, but as Jackson Harrison easily steals third. Man, that throw was way off the mark for Mason Sprecher, the West Prairie catcher. Or wait a minute. Now they're saying to go back to second. Wait a minute. What? Was there an interference potentially? I think that is exactly what happened. There was a batter's interference. No wonder the throw was so offline, because Mason Sprecher could not hit. He threw it up so high, so it's not a stolen base. Jackson Harrison forced to go back to second. Yeah, no wonder the throw was so offline. So it's 1 strike, I believe. I mean, if it's interference, I think that's automatically a strike. He's lucky that wasn't an out. Sometimes it is. I think that used to be the rule. Next pitch is outside for ball 1. Yeah, that's a bit of a break there for the Mustangs. Jackson Harrison forced to go back to second. There's a swing, a chopper over to the shortstop, and a throw over perfectly in time. Wait a minute, is that the third out? Did I miss an out there?
I did too.
Wait a minute, I thought there was 1 out. Okay, I guess the inning is over, so you gotta have to check the scoreboard on that. But 2 runs come across the score for Greenwood. We're heading to the bottom of the second. 3-2 for the Mustangs. We are back here for the third inning. We did get that correction. I talked to the scorebook people for West Perry. And do you remember that batter's interference? Well, that was the out. I figured that was the rule. I just didn't realize that they had a new batter. That was Owen Losh who ended the inning on a ground out to shortstop. So a strikeout, then batter interference was out number 2, and then a ground out to shortstop for Greenwood. Now here we are in the bottom of the second inning, a 3-2 lead for the Mustangs. And here, first pitch swing is Mason Spricker. He pops it out down the right field line, and it's foul out of play for strike 1. That's a first here today. A ball that went out of play. Yeah. I mean, very rarely it's right here where we are. I mean, this is kind of a thing. Nah, I mean, I had a couple of pop-ups here before, but never like something coming right at us. But hey, it's a new season, so let's not jinx anything. So here for West Prairie, this is Mason Sprecher, the catcher. And he swings again, and it goes out to center field for a base hit. Mason Sprecher, his first at bat of the season, results in a single and laid off base runner for the Mustangs here in the second. Next up here is Drew Brandt. Drew Brandt, the number 9 hitter for the Mustangs, was on the junior varsity team last year, the sophomore. Good basketball player. He's also the kicker for West Prairie football. And now here he is with his first varsity at bat. He takes the first pitch down low for ball 1. I had a chance to talk to our umpires here today, and Charles Kipp, you know what he told me he's doing later? He's going to Port Royal for the opening day in the dirt track season over at Port Royal Speedway. I'm like, oh, that's got to be cold. That's got to be so cold up there in Port Royal. At least it starts at 4, and now there it goes. Mason Sprecher sailing second. Throw goes out to center field. But no offense for Sprecher, he steals second rather easily. Hey, might be a good night for a campfire tonight, you know? 2 balls to no strikes now to Drew Brandt. And the sun's starting to come out here at West Prairie. Actually feels pretty good. 3-2 lead for the West Prairie Mustangs, and swing a chopper over to the shortstop. He has it in front of first. Not going to be in time. It gets away. And with the throw getting away, Mason Sprecher rounds third, and he will score. It's a 4-2 lead, a base hit, followed by an E6. Drew Brandt with the RBI. So back to the top of the lineup now for the Mustangs is Eli Lyons. Or the first, nothing doing.
The stream should be pretty clear. 60 frames a second, no frames.
And bunt here for Eli Lyons. He has good speed, but good heads-up play. And Josh Wilson, he's fired up over at the third base side, saying that there could have been a base hit there. Most likely, but a sack bunt here for Eli Lyons puts Drew Brandt over at second. So that's the first out, and here is Gannon Wilson. A base hit came around to score in the first. Here he takes ball 1 in the dirt. We were wondering about field conditions here at West Prairie High School. The junior varsity field, where normally Susquehanna and Newport would be playing right now, that field is a little bit of a mess. So all 3 games here today, the 2 semifinals and a championship game, but they did great work here on the field. Yeah, West Prairie over the varsity field, a lot of diamond dry. Next pitch up high for ball 2, 2-0 to Wilson. But that's the thing about West Prairie baseball. They take great care of their field. Sure, the grass can be a little bit greener, but we have nothing. We don't have much control of that, especially so early in the season. Next pitch is in for a call strike, 2-1. It could be worse. I remember being at the Harrisburg Settlers last year. You ever seen their field last year? It was a mess. It was a nightmare. I mean, it was really embarrassing for the Settlers last year. their field conditions, like their outfield was just it did not look good, and and that's a minor league baseball team. I mean that's it was kind of embarrassing. Next pitch is up high for 3 balls and 1 strike. 3-1 now to Gannon Wilson. Tynan Worth. And Changer again up his first walk, and there it is. Ball 4, a high fastball. Doesn't connect the strike zone. So runners are first and second here with only 1 out for Quentin Palm. And now a timeout is called here as Jason Suckman coming out to talk, and we're going to see a pitching change potentially here. And no, not quite. It's just a conference call here to make sure that this score doesn't get out of hand early on. It's 4-2 for the Mustangs. Later on in the second semifinal, we got Newport versus Susquehanna, where we'll most likely see Ryan Shoppy, the senior, pitching for the Blackhawks. And you want to talk about Perry County history? In each of the last 4 seasons, one player from a Perry County team was playing for Team Pennsylvania in the Big 26 Classic at City Island in Harrisburg, which is historic. It's a huge series. If you've never been to Harrisburg for the Big 26 Classic, do yourselves a favor and go to one. It's a 3-game series between Pennsylvania and Maryland. And last year, Ryan Shoppy was in that game. 2 years ago, it was West Prairie's Mason Sano. Austin Christ from Susquehanna was in 2013 and 2022. Newport's Brady Kane played for Team Pennsylvania. He was a great pitcher, Brady Kane. And now a high fastball is hit high in the air. Have to bow the sun here a little bit. The left fielder drops it. Brandon McNaughton had to bow the sun. And that's going to result in E7. And now the bases are loaded here with only 1 out. That's tough. When you got the sun reeling up, when the sun is out, it's not being covered by any clouds right behind us here. And McNaughton looking right at it. Unfortunately, it went off his glove, and that's going to result in an error, second error of the inning now for Greenwood. And base loaded situation for Carson Fritz, the DH, and the first pitch hits him a little bit of a breaking ball, and a run will come across the score on a hit by pitch. That makes it 5-2 for the Mustangs, as Drew Brent scores from third. Now bringing Kyan Sturm. Kyan Sturm struck out his first time up. He's the only West Prairie player to strike out so far in this game. A nice big crowd here today at West Prairie High School. A lot of Greenwood fans. Of course, the home faithful West Prairie Mustangs coming out strong here today. Swinging a miss from Kyan Sturm makes it 0-1. Sturm did strike out on 3 pitches his first time up. West Prairie looking for their 20th Perry County Championship. That is the most in the history of this tournament. And next pitch is up high for ball 1, up and away. Susquehanna is second for Perry County Championships. They have 8. The last time Susquehanna has won it was in 2010. 16 years. It's a little bit a little while for Susquehanna. Swinging a miss for Kyan Sturm in the dirt. You have to get it out here if you're Tynan Worth, because you got Christian Stump, who had a 2-run single his first time up. He's on deck coming up for the Mustangs. Might want to look for a double play even. A strikeout would be great, but I think they want the ground ball. That's why Tynan Worth is pitching so low in the strike zone. And here's the next pitch. A swing and a miss. A late swing for Kyan Sturm. Down on back-to-back strikeouts is Kyan Sturm. And there's a big out number 2. And now here's Christian Stump with a bases loaded situation. Gannon Wilson at third. Quentin Palm at second. Carson Fritz at first. And Christian Stump with 2 strikes and 2 outs got the 2-run single his first time up in the first to make it 3-0, and the first pitch hits him. Second time in this inning, West Prairie Mustangs got hit by the first pitch, and this time, again, it brings in a run on a bases loaded situation. Again, Wilson scores, and now the 9th hitter of the inning coming up, and it's Ryan McCurdy. Grounded out to shortstop his first time up to end the inning. And now a 6-2 lead for the Mustangs. See Dakota Pence, the first base coach for West Perry, assistant coach for the Mustangs, first time this season. And now a swing and a jammer right along the second base. It's going to be a cross play, a flip over to second or first, and that is in time. A 4-3 put out with a base loaded on the inning that could have been so much worse for the Quail Wildcats. But they gave up 3 more runs here in the second, and it's now a 6-2 lead for the West Prairie Mustangs after 2. This is the Prairie County Tournament semifinal presented by the Bank of Vannsburg and by Peco Yardscapes. Back in a second for the 3rd inning. Third inning about to get started here. A 6-2 lead for the West Prairie Mustangs in the second inning. 3 runs on 2 hits, 2 errors on the Green Wildcats. But it could have been so much worse that the Mustangs left the bases loaded here in the second. Now here we are in the third. 2, 3, and 4 hitters stood up for the Wildcats. And here comes Dylan Young. Dylan Young, the second baseman, had a base hit his first time up in the first inning. And here he takes strike 1 called. Let's talk about, I know it's a little too early to be talking about this, but let's talk about state championship appearances for Perry County baseball. Every team except one has made it to a state championship game, and that one team is Susquehanna. This is a surprising fact. Susquehanna has never qualified for a District 3 championship appearance. Not just a game, a tournament. They've never been to District 3 playoffs. The closest they've ever been, or excuse me, not a District 3 tournament, a state tournament. They never been to the state tournament before. The closest time they ever been there was in 2014. Where they made it to the District 3 championship game that year. However, they lost 2-0 to Berks Catholic, and only the champion that year made it to the state tournament. Here's a swing and a miss from Young. A tag from the catcher, Mason Sprecher, for the out. And a strikeout here for the first out of the third. That'll bring up A.J. Adlin. Yeah, that's surprising. Susquehanna has never made it to a state tournament. And they've been in the District 3 tournament a few times. Yeah, this could be their year. I mean, we'll see. You got Ryan Shoppy coming up. And first pitch to A.J. Outland is down low in the dirt for a ball. Ryan Shoppy Next year, he'll be playing Division One baseball at Canisius University. The Falcons. Division One baseball. Ryan Sharp, he is a good pitcher. He can throw in the 90s. He is a hard pitcher. They had a tough loss last year against the Mustangs in the Perry County Championship game. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Outland. Outland, the second baseman, popped out on a spectacular highlight reel play from Eli Lyons at second. And next pitch is in for a called strike 2. Newport and Susquehanna, that's their second semifinal coming up here. Somewhat an even identical seasons for both teams a year ago. Susquehanna 13-6 overall, Newport 12-6. Next pitch is inside for a ball, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Susquehanna finished second in the Tri-Fighter League a year ago. Halifax in the Tri-Fighter League went undefeated 15-0 in conference play to win the TVL championship. And next pitch is down low, a full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes here to H.E. Outland. Bases are empty with 1 out. Greenwood trying to avoid an 0-2 start. Thursdays after a tough loss to St. Joseph's Catholic at home on Thursday. Swing, bouncer over to the shortstop. Having trouble with it. I don't think the throw would have been off in time anyway, so that's going to be a base hit for A.J. Outland. Shortstop Christian Stump having trouble with it, but it's going to be ruled a base hit anyway. So 1 out base runner for the Wildcats. Here comes Gavin Oburn. Auburn hit the ball hard, but flew out to center fielder Gary Wilson his first time up. He's 0 for 1. First pitch, slow breaking ball. Looked to be the slider. Stays outside for ball 1. Couple other players in the history of the Big 26 Classic from Perry County. Ben Dumb, of course, was in that game for Team PA. Swing and a miss for Gavin Oburn. Back in my days here at West Prairie High School, my old teammate Ryan McMillan was in the Big 26 Classic. Ryan McMillan, a Hall of Famer here at West Prairie. There's 1 ball and 1 strike. And next pitch in the dirt, the ball gets away. Not about thrown there for the catcher, Sprecher. But H.A. Outland was taken off anyway. That's a stolen base for H.A. Outland. So we're in scoring position now with 1 out. Got over 2 balls, 1 strike. Grady Brown is 3rd inning of work now. A 2-1 pitch swung on, chopped foul. It was the count of 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes with 1 out. H.A. Outland over at second. And throw over to second. It hits the back of the leg of Outland. Yeah, that's something we haven't seen very often either for West Prairie baseball. Like, we see a throw over to first a lot, but not a whole lot towards second. So far, it hasn't been working out that well for the Mustangs. The next pitch is swung on, it hit well, and it gets past the shortstop stump, and base hit. Throw comes back in quickly from Drew Brandt, and now with 1 out, runners at the corners for the Greenwood Wildcats. A base hit for Gavin O'Byrne. Up next here is Braden Benito. Benito hit by a pitch his first time up, carrying around the score in that second inning to late off the second on a full count pitch too. First pitch to Benito here in the third is outside for ball 1. A big lead there for A.G. Outlet at third. And next pitch is again outside for ball 2. 2-0. Next pitch is up high, but called a strike anyway. Ooh, that looked to be a little bit high from here. But Charles Kipp calling for strike 1. 2-1 the count. And Benito even had to get out of the way of that one, but still called a strike. Next pitch got out, reached there a little bit, but a nice scoop for Sprecher to make sure that ball didn't get away. But it's 3 balls to 1 strike now to Benito. Top of the third inning. Runners at first and third with only 1 out. A 3-1 pitch is swung on and missed. And now a full count here for the second straight time to Braden Benito. Braden Benito had a count full before being hit by a pitch his first time up. See if Gray Brown does anything differently here. Gray Brown, a payoff pitch, is outside for ball 4. And for the first time today, the Greenwood Wildcats have the bases loaded with only 1 out. So the tying run now comes up to the plate, and it's Vance Moyer. Had a base hit his first time up, came around to score in the second. Also has 2 stolen bases for Vance Moyer. And first pitch to him is outside for ball 1. The Greenwood Wildcats down by 4. They have the tying run at the plate. They're trying to make it to the Prairie County Championship for just the second time in program history. The 1-0 pitch inside, called a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nice slider from Grady Brown. As the wind intensifying here a little bit. Cloudy skies here, sure, but it's always windy here at West Prairie. A swing and a miss from Moyer. A big pitch coming up here. H.A. Allen at third. Gavin Oburn at second. Braden Benito at first. Bases are loaded with 1 out. Next pitch swung on, pitch in the dirt. And no advancement because the bases are loaded. And that's a huge strikeout for Gray Brown. His 3rd of the game, 2nd one this inning. And the bases remain loaded now with 2 outs. And here comes Jackson Anderson. Anderson had a base hit his first time up. Almost scored on a batter's interference. But he was forced back to second. And pitched in the dirt for ball 1. Big situation here for Gray Brown. Jackson Anderson, the first baseman for the Wildcats. He represents the tying run. The 1-0 pitch is in the dirt, well in front, but Sprecher making sure that doesn't get too far out. It's 2-0. That's Prairie fans saying, wait a minute, now they're saying there's an interference at the plate. Oh, he was hit by the pitch. Never mind. He was hit by the pitch. Before the ball got to the plate, ends up hitting him, and that will bring in a run. A.J. Outland scores from third. Gavin Oburn goes to third. And Bray Benito advances to second. And now first pitch swinging. This is a blooper out to right field. 1 run scores. Throw to second. Now you got a runner in the rundown almost. But the shortstop, Christian Stump, having trouble with it, and 2 runs come across the score. A 2-run single for Aiden Sugden.
One-run game.
And that makes this a 1-run ball game, 6-5. Hey, who says you have to hit the ball hard? You just got to put it in the right spot. And Aiden Sugden did just that for 2 runs. And now a 1-run ball game. Jackson Anderson goes over to third. Greenwood Wildcats starting to storm back. And here comes Titan Worth. A base hit will tie the game up. With the tying run at third, a go-ahead run at first. Runners at the corners with 2 outs. First pitch is up high for ball 1. Titan Worth was called out on batter's interference his first time up. Now he has 1-0 the count. What a game here we have here. First semi-foul, fake throw to third. Nothing to do on first or third. We got a game here, ladies and gentlemen. First game of the season for the Mustangs. Second for Greenwood. First game for West Prairie head coach Josh Wilson as the head coach for West Prairie Varsity Baseball. And it's a nail biter. We're only in the third inning. Already 11 combined runs here in this game. And next base, runner taking off for second. And now he got the cutoff at the plate. And he's out at the dish. What a play for Eli Lyons. It didn't work the first time around, but the second time it does. As they nail Jackson Anderson trying to steal the plate. And that ends the inning. What could have been the tying run ends up being the third out. And the Mustangs now up 6-5 as we head to the bottom of the third. What a wild ending to the top of third inning. The Greenwood Wildcats had a chance to tie it up. They tried for a double steal situation, which worked the first time around, but not the second time, as West Prairie's Eli Lyons got the throw cut off in front of second base to nail Jackson Anderson at the plate. And that makes it 6-5, and now here is Mason Sprecher to lead off the third inning. He led off the second inning with a base hit. Larry carrying on to score on an error. Here he swings and misses at the first pitch for strike one. Next pitch down low for ball one. 1 ball and a strike here to Mason Sprecher. Just an unbelievable start here to this game. 6-5, and now a chopper over third gets under the glove of the third baseman, Owen Losh. And ball goes out to left field for a leadoff single. So Mason Sprecher now 2 for 2 at the dish. That'll bring up Drew Brandt. Drew Brandt had an RBI single to bring in Mason Sprecher Sprecher did steal second in the last inning. So here's Drew Brand, 1-for-1 with an RBI single. Step off here. Greenwood anticipating a bunt situation here for Drew Brandt, the sophomore left fielder. And bunt here, and there goes Miss Sprecher, and a throw hits the mound. And very easy stolen base for Mason Sprecher. That's his second of the game. And it's ball one. Or excuse me, strike one here to Drew Brandt. So now another RBI opportunity here. We are just seeing Susquehanna baseball making their way here to West Prairie High School as Susquehanna Blackhawks will take on Newport Buffaloes coming up after this game. You can catch it right here on YouTube. Bunt gets down here for Drew Brand. This is going to be a tough play for the third baseman. Throws the first in time. Nice throw for Owen Lotch. And it's a successful sacrifice bunt for Drew Brandt for the first out as Mason Sprecher goes over to third. Now back to the top of the lineup for the Mustangs. Here's Eli Lyons. If I'm not mistaken, I think Eli Lyons is the only left-handed batter here on the West Prairie lineup today. I could be wrong on that. We're going to make sure for the rest of the lineup. But Eli Lyons taking ball 1 over 1 so far. He laid down a sacrifice bunt his last time up. Popped out to the shortstop on one pitch in the first inning to laid off in the bottom of the first. Next pitch is up high for ball 2. Have you ever thought of becoming the PIAA official? You ever thought of becoming an umpire for baseball? Now's your opportunity. Go to PIAA.org to find out how you can become a PIAA official. Again, that's PIAA.org. Ball 3 here to Eli Lyons is 3-0. And Eli Lyons, a 3-0, is in for a called strike. Our free pitch taken for Eli Lyons. We're also starting to see the Newport Buffaloes making their way here. Newport Buffaloes and Susquehanna go head to head in the side foul, and there's ball 4. Eli Lyons takes first. Here comes Scannon Wilson. Scannon Wilson, 1 for 1 so far, a single and a walk. He has scored twice in this game. He's the only West Prairie player to score in each of his first 2 plate appearances. And now bunt attempt here, pull back, and now Drew Brand has to get down, and a throw not in time. A double steal. Eli Lyons steals second, and Mason Sprecher goes hard. The cutoff throw was in time. Well, not really, actually, as the throw was on target, I should say. Mason Sprecher scores, and it's now a 7-5 ball game. Pitch was a strike to Gannon Wilson, so it's 0-1 to count. Slow breaking balls in for a called strike 2. Next pitch is in the dirt for a ball, 1-2. And our next pitch is hit high and deep out to center field. The center fielder has it. Throw comes back in quickly, so Eli Lyons will not advance. Good run there for Aiden Suckton to make the grab. And there's out number 2. That will bring up Quentin Palm. Grand Palm 1 for 2 so far. Reached on error his last time up. Has an RBI single in the first. Tyne Werf trying to get out of this thing again. Before I get up 1 run so far. 7-5 our score. Next first pitch to Palm is up high for ball 1. The 1-0 pitch is down low for ball 2. The next pitch is hit high and down the third base line, but it will go out of play for strike 1. Two balls and a strike. Quentin Baum with a 2-1 pitch. Here it is, and that's outside for ball 3. And next pitch swung on and snagged at third. Owen Losh gets down and he makes a nice grab, and that will end the inning. Only 1 run for the Mustangs in the bottom of the third. Makes our score 7-5 after 3. This is the Prairie County Baseball Tournament semifinal number 1. West Prairie versus Greenwood, exclusively on the Prairie County Sports Talk YouTube channel. Back in a moment for the 4th inning here at West Prairie High School. 7-5 for the Mustangs. Fourth inning about to get underway here at West Prairie High School. A high scoring first semifinal, 7-5. If you're Newport or Susquehanna, you gotta be thrilled about what you're seeing right here. Not a whole lot of defense in this game, and now here we go with the Greenwood Wildcats. 9-1-2 hitters. Here is Tyne Werf facing ball 1 for the Wildcats. An unbelievable game so far. First game of the year for the West Prairie Mustangs. And it's a tight one. It was actually called a strike, so no balls in 1 strike. Next pitch is down low for ball. Now it's a ball and a strike. Absolutely ideal weather conditions. Middle of March. Yeah, it could be a little bit warmer, but hey, at least it's not snowing. Next pitch is down low for ball 2. That's what we had last year. Some snow flurries. It came down hard, ladies and gentlemen. Kind of felt like being in Greenland a little bit. Which, by the way, is actually a real thing over in Greenland. They play baseball, ladies and gentlemen. They play in the snow. They can play in like a few inches or maybe even a foot of snow. Next pitch is down low for ball 3. 3-1. Here to Tyne Werf, the 9-hole hitter for the Wildcats. Owen Losh is on deck. And next pitch is up high and it's called a strike. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So the leadoff batter here for the Wildcats in the 4th. Tyne Werf trying to get on base. He had a 2-0 count in the 3rd inning, and now this pitch hits him. So Tyne Werf gets on base to lead off the fourth. Here comes Owen Lodge. Back to the top of the lineup for the Wildcats. I'll tell you what, it is great to have spring sports back. I'll tell you what, I like being inside every once in a while, but winter sports season, I'll tell you what, it just, for me, it goes on a little too long just to be inside all day. And now this pitch gets off the glove, but I think it went off of Owen Lodge first, and that is what Charles Kipp is saying. A hit by pitch, back-to-back hitters hit by a pitch. And now Ryerson first and second here with nobody out. Grady Brown, a little bit of predicament. Grady Brown for West Prairie, his fourth inning on the mound. We did see a West Prairie player warming up in the bullpen, so we'll see how further along does Grady Brown keep going. And here comes Dylan Yawn. Dylan Yawn struck out his last time up. He's 1 for 2 with a single and a K. Swing and a miss here for Dylan Yawn for strike one. No, wait, catchers. Oh, there was a balk there. Wow, you do not see that very often for West Prairie baseball. That rarely happens. I think that might be just the second time since we started broadcasting West Prairie baseball. That was the second balk we've ever seen in 5 years. So a balk puts Owen Lodge at second, Ty Worth over at third. And our next pitch is swung on. It's a blooper out to right field. It gets down right along the dirt, right along the line of the infield. And now throw to the play is offline. And Dylan Young goes over to second on what will be ruled a 2-run double. First extra base hit of the game. And it's good for 2 runs. And just like that, we have a tie ball game, 7-all. Here in the 4th inning. A blooper. The wind might have pushed it back a little bit, just along the dirt line on the infield. It goes out to right center for 2 runs coming across the score. And here's H.E. Atlan. He's 1 for 2. Had a base hit, carry on the score back in the 3rd. And ball in the dirt for nobody out. Here in the 4th inning, tie ball game. The go-ahead run is in second base. 1-0 here for H.A. Atlan. First pitch down low in the dirt. No throw from Sprecher at the plate. 2-0. First extra base hit of the game for either team. Dylan Young, a 2-run double. And now 2-0 for Atlan. And pitch up high, and it's called a strike. Charles Kim likes the high strikes. He's got a little bit of a high strike zone there. That's 2-1. Susquehanna and Newport looking on as they get set for their semifinal coming up next. Pitch inside and called a strike. Greenwood fans starting to get a little antsy about the strike zone from Charles Kipp. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody out. Grady Brown needs a big out here for the Mustangs. So here's 2-2, a swing and a miss. A.J. Outland goes down on strikes. Strikeout number 4 now for Grady Brown. And there's a big out number 1. I'll bring up Gavin Oburn, the designated hitter for the Wildcats. We have a tie ball game here in the 4th. Grady Brown first pitch, swung on and fouled back for strike 1. If the Greenwood Wildcats can pull off this win, if they can hang on here, 2 things are going to happen. 1, Greenwood will advance to the Prairie County Championship for just the 2nd time in the history of this tournament, and West Prairie will not be in the Prairie County Championship game for the first time since 2005. West Prairie has been in the Prairie County Championship game in each of the last 18 Prairie County tournaments. The next pitch is outside for ball one. Wow, nice big crowd here at West Prairie. This might be a record for biggest attendance for Prairie County too. Figuring with all the games are here on this field, yeah, it brings out all the fans to one field, which is awesome to see. 1-1 pitch to Auburn. He swings the line drive, foul. Is that some of the Newport coaches right down there along the baseline looking on? They had to get out of the way, but they didn't have to, knowing in fact there's a fence right in front of them. Yeah, I'm sure that's a different view when you're down there. It's kind of right at you.
Looking into the sun now.
Oh, yeah, you got the sun shining down on you. Oh, yeah. 1-2 strikes, 1 out. Go ahead, run at second. And swing a high fly ball. This could be playable now for Drew Brandt. It will not. It goes out of play. Count remains at 1-2 strikes.
And that landed in that little creek.
Oh, yeah, it's always muddy down there, especially after it rains. Oh, that ball is a muddy mess. I guarantee it. Down there, they do have a little bit of a creek there, too. Down there in those woods. And 1-2 pitch is swung on and missed. Back-to-back strikeouts for Gray Brown. And there are 2 outs here in the fourth. And now here comes Brandon Benito. Brandon Benito, the only Greenwood Wildcat to score twice in this game. No official at bat. He was hit by a pitch to lead off the second, and he walked his last time up. So no at bats, but he's walked twice, or scored twice, and pitch up high for ball one. The sixth batter of the inning for Greenwood. Still, that go-ahead run is in score position over in second. That's Dylan Yawn. The next pitch is there. He gets away from Sprecher. The first wild pitch of the game will allow Dylan Young to go over to third. And it's ball 2. 2-0 to Benito. If you're looking for your first hit of the game, now is the time to get it. A base hit with 2 outs will give Greenwood their first lead of the game.
We got to walk, hit by pitch. Either needs a hit, or needs an RBI.
2-0 here to the Greenwood catcher. Gray Brown trying to get out of this thing with the score tied. And next pitch is in for a called strike one. A year ago, the Greenwood Wildcats lost both games a year ago. 11-0 in the semifinals against Susquehanna, and then losing 17-4 against Newport in the Constellation game. Next pitch, in for a call, strike two. Nice breaking ball for Grady Brown. And now the Mustangs are 1 strike away from getting out of this inning. 2 quick runs with nobody out. Grady Brown trying to strike out the side now. Struck out the last 2 batters. A 2-2 pitch. Down low. And West Prairie wanted it, but it's not called. It's 3-2. Grady Brown thought he had it. But he got refocused now. Saying, hey, don't worry about that one. You still got 1 pitch come out to get this inning-ending strikeout potentially. But 3-ball, 2-strike count. The payoff pitch from Brown, swung on, hit hard, out to left field, and it gets past Drew Brandt. Goes all the way to the fence, and Benito, with his first hit of the game, is a double. And the Greenwood Wildcats have their first lead of the game. It is 8-7 Greenwood. Dylan Young scores from third. And Benito had himself a good game. A hit by pitch, a walk, and now an RBI double for the Wildcats' first lead of the game. And that is going to do it for Grady Brown. He was one pitch away from getting out of the inning. We got a pitching change here for the Mustangs. We'll tell you who it is in just a moment. As Greenwood with 2 outs has an 8-7 lead here in the fourth. Back here, pitching change for the Mustangs, and it's Caleb Bissell. Caleb Bissell on the junior varsity team last year did well pitching wise, and now he gets his first varsity start here this season. And Caleb Bissell on the mound in relief for Grady Brown, and a tough task for Vance Moyer. Vance Moyer looking at the first pitch and it's in for a called strike. 8-7, and Grady Brown 3 2/3, facing 23 batters, struck out 5 Wildcats, gave up 1 walk and 8 hits, and so far he has given up 8 runs with a potential number run over there at second. He is responsible for that runner at second base. 1 ball, 1 strike here to Vance Moyer. Struck out, swinging his last time up. He's 1 for 2 with a single, a run scored, and a strikeout. Here's a swing and a miss for strike 2. A high-scoring first semifinal. We still got a second semifinal coming up. And next pitch is in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes here to the Greenwood right fielder, Vance Moyer. Brandon Benito is at second after a RBI double to give the Wildcats the lead. A 2-2 pitch from Bissell. It's in the dirt and he gets through Sprecher. Another wild pitch here. Will allow Benito to advance to third. And it's now a full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. This is a West Perry team that had 8 seniors a year ago. One of the biggest senior classes in West Perry baseball history. And honestly, I don't know how many seniors they have this year. Not yet. I mean, it's only the first game. I'll figure that out later. But here's a swing and a miss on a 3-2 count. Nice job for Caleb Bissell to get out of the jam with just 1 batter faced in the inning. And we're heading into the bottom of the fourth. But the Greenwood Wildcats, 3 runs in the fourth to get an 8-7 lead over the Mustangs. We're heading to the bottom of the fourth with the Wildcats up by a run. Bottom of the fourth inning we go. An 8-7 lead for the upset-minded Greenwood Wildcats. Titan Worth still on the mound for Greenwood. And coming up for the Mustangs, it's the heart of the lineup, 4, 5, and 6 hitters. And here comes the designated hitter, Carson Fritz. For the West Prairie Mustangs, just an unbelievable game. 8-7. And first pitch to Carson Fritz is up high for ball 1. Now, I don't know this for sure because we get all the Prairie County history from the PecoAthletics.org website. That here's a blooper. He's got to go behind us here. I'll play for strike 1. Now, that's one thing I regretted last year. There was a high fly ball when I was broadcasting a game here, and it was a high fly ball. It was literally just feet from me. And I had my glove. I didn't think of going over and making the catch. I could have easily, but I did. Fans were booing at me and saying, "You should have had that one." Hey, if this was banana ball, that would have been an out. Yeah. One ball, one strike here with Carson Fritz. And it's in for a call strike 2. So anyway, like looking in the history of the Prairie County tournament on the Peco Athletics website, for most of the first several years, and this his hit, it hits the second base bag, and that is going to result in a base hit for Carson Fritz. That's his second of the game. He's now 2 for 2 with a hit by pitch. That ball it goes off the second base bag. Leadoff single for the Mustangs. Kyan Sturm. So on the Peak website, it doesn't show the results of the semifinals, so I do not know if this has ever happened, if Greenwood has ever been the Mustangs in the Prairie County tournament. It probably did happen like in the early years of this tournament, but I'm not entirely sure. And here's a swing, and this is going to be fair in front of the plate. And Kyan Sturm, hey, he didn't strike out that time, so it's a productive out for Kyan Sturm. A 2-3 put out for the first out, but Carson Fritz goes over to second. What is technically going to be rolled a swinging bunt, if you will. And here comes Christian Stump. Christian Stump so far with the big hit so far in this game, a 2-run single in the first inning. He was hit by a pitch his last time up, so 1 for 1 with a hit by pitch, a single, and 2 ribbies. So Christian Stump, the shortstop, takes ball 1. That's a tying run there at second base. And next pitch is outside for ball 2. This is a big spot here for the Mustangs. Down by a run. You got the tying run at second with only 1 out. But they need to get that run in, I believe. That's the way Tyler Worth is pitching. It's got to be a high-scoring game. It already is. Here's a swing on a drive. And right to the right fielder for the second out. Throw comes back in quickly, so Carson Fritz stays put at second. Nice play for Vance Moyer at the right spot at the right time. And now 2 outs here with that tying run still at second. And here comes Ryan McCurdy. He's 0 for 2 with 2 groundouts. He's still going to get 1 out in the outfield. Step back here, nothing doing over at second. Carson Fritz shaking his hands like, what? Ryan McCurdy facing the first pitch. And he takes it for strike 1. The wind not giving up lightly. The wind blowing out towards left field. Yeah, next pitch is in and it's called a ball. 1 ball and a strike. Season opener for West Prairie. First career game for new head coach Josh Wilson. And it's a nail biter, and this ball goes down third base line, and Josh Kipp says foul. It went off of the third baseman Owen Lodge. But while in foul territory, that makes the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ball in the fourth. Tying run at second. 1-2 count to the first baseman, Ryan McCurdy. And a 1-2 pitch swung on, it popped up. It's going to go out of play. Count will remain now. 1 ball and 2 strikes. I could have had that one, couldn't I? We got Craig Baldwin here from the Prairie County Times. No surprise that he's here for the Prairie County Tournament. And here's the hopper. It goes off the third baseman lost, but interesting decision there for Carson French to try to go to third. Almost tagged out, but the ball got away. And from that error, Ryan McCurdy goes over to second. I think that's going to be rolling E6. And Carson Fritz only goes over to third, so now you have the tying run in third and the go-ahead run in second for Mason Sprecher, who has been having a good day in the batter's box. 2 for 2, 2 singles. He has scored twice in this game. 2 stolen bases for him. 3 stolen bases, actually. And he swings at the first pitch in the dirt for strike 1. A big situation here for both teams. Greenwood up by a run in the 4th inning. The go-ahead runs are in scoring position. The 0-1 up high, ball 1. Mason Sprecher, the West Prairie catcher. First season, the 4th season level behind the plate. Nice breaking ball in for a call, strike 2. Big pitch coming up here for Titan Worth. Good basketball player at Greenwood. Trying to close out the inning with the lead. And it's up high for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. We got a good game last time. We still got a second semifinal, which was supposed to start at 1:30. I don't think that's going to happen. There's a swing. This ball will go out of play. Foul back. It's almost 1 o'clock, and it's 12:45 right now. Second center foul was originally scheduled to be happening right now, but due to poor field conditions over at the other field, both center fouls are here on this field. Next pitch is swung on, hit down the line, foul. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Carson Fritz at third. He represents the tying run. And the go-ahead run is Ryan McCurdy over at second. Now got 4 errors on Greenwood in this game so far. 1 here earlier, just a few moments ago. The 2-2 pitch. Good fastball, but it's up high, and now the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Is this the pitch of the game right here for Tyler Worth? Wasting no time, and he takes a green ball, called strike 3. And the Greenwood Wildcats are all fired up. On a called third strike, Tyler Worth with his 3rd strikeout of the game, and it ends the 4th. The Wildcats holding on to an 8-7 lead heading into the 5th. Fifth inning we go. Here at Westbury High School, the Greenwood Wildcats with a one-run lead. And here's Jackson Anderson swinging at the first pitch. He pops it up in foul territory. And this, did it stay fair? No, it did not. Just barely got past the fence. Goes out of play. Could have been an opportunity there for Quentin Palm. But I think it hit the nice concrete construction sign, I think. Goes out of play for strike one.
Sounds like they left a dent too.
As Caleb Bissell, that guy got the one out he needed in the last inning to get out of the fourth. Caleb Bissell in relief. And now a ground ball goes off the glove of Bissell. Bissell able to hang on and flips it over to first. And nice play there for Caleb Bissell. 2 pitches, 1 out here in the fifth. I'll bring up Aiden Suckton, the 8-hitter, the center fielder. So far, he has a big hit. So far, a 2-run single. His last time up 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. Here he swings at the first pitch for strike one. The Greenwood Wildcats with a 1-run lead, trying to extend their lead in any way, shape, or form here in the fifth. Next pitch is up high for ball one. You know what makes this game even bigger is that there's no consolation game today. So if you want to play again, you have to win. You will not get a second game if you don't end up winning this one. That puts a lot more pressure on both of these teams. And next pitch is in the turf for ball two. Aiden Suckton, the center fielder, son of Greenwood head coach Jason Suckton. Suckton in his third season as the Greenwood head coach. And next pitch is down low for ball three. 3-1. Titan Worth, the 9-hole hitter, is on deck for the Wildcats. 3-1 pitch from Bissell. Is in for a call strike two. Looked to be a bit low, but it's a full count. 1 out, bases are empty. Here on the top of the fifth. The next pitch, swing and a miss. And Suckton goes down on strikes for the second time. Second strikeout already for Caleb Bissell. And there are 2 quick outs here in the fifth. Now bring in Titan Worth. 0 for 1, called on a batter's interference in the second inning for the second out. He was hit by a pitch and came around the score in the fourth. First pitch to Titan Worth is in for a called strike. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in on the Peco Sports Talk YouTube channel. I am Alex Wall, the Golden Pipes of Perry County Baseball. Swing and a miss from Titan Worth on a pitch in the third. No balls and 2 strikes. We have seen that a lot here in this game for both teams. Swings and misses on a pitch in the dirt. We even seen a pitch that was well in front of the plate and ends up hitting a batter. Next swing is hit hard over to Eli Lyons at second. Throw to third is in time, and that is a quick 1-2-3 inning here in the fifth. First 1-2-3 inning for either team here in this game. And we are heading to the bottom of the fifth. The Mustangs still down by a run as we head to the bottom of the fifth. bottom of the fifth we go. For the first time, we had a 1-2-3 inning in the top of the fifth. And now here we go for the Mustangs. Down by a run. Greenwood, ladies and gentlemen, is 9 outs away from advancing to their second Perry County Championship game in program history. And now here we go with the 9-hole hitter for West Perry, Drew Brandt. Drew Brandt taking the first pitch down low for a ball. Drew Brandt, 1 for 1 so far, laid down a sacrifice bunt his last time up. And he had himself an RBI single in the second. Here he rips one out to right field. Good contact for Drew Brandt, but right to Vance Moyer for the first out. So now back to the top of the lineup. For the Mustangs, here comes Eli Lyons. Eli Lyons, younger brother of Austin Lyons. Austin Lyons graduated from West Perry a year ago. Austin Lyons now works for HVAC. And now here's the first pitch swing and a blooper and reaching back is the shortstop Adlin. And he makes a nice catch for the second out. The second time that Eli Lyons has flew out to the shortstop Adlin on one pitch. He did that in the first. Now 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the fifth. And here's Gannon Wilson. Dan Wilson hit a ball hard, but flew out to center field his last time up. He's 1 for 2. Scored twice in this game. And here he takes ball 1. Looking for a very quick 5th inning. And here's the swing and pop up. Nick Miller, catch it! No, it was right behind us. Cross out play. Strike 1.
3 close to us.
Yeah. Hey, I'm okay if they're popped up like that. If there's if there's a line drive coming at us, well, Nick, you got a hat. So
You do too.
yeah, we both got a hat. Next pitch was a strike, so 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here for again Wilson, the 1-2 pitch up high, evens the count 2-2. 1-2-3 inning in the top of the fifth for West Perry. Now Greenwood trying to do the same thing here. Tyron Worth looking for a quick inning. He has retired 3 in a row now, trying to make it 4. Slow breaking ball up high. Wilson ducks underneath it. Count is now full. 2 outs, bases empty here in the bottom of the fifth. A 3-2 pitch is swung on, hit hard, but going right towards the fans here. And we'll go out play. Still 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs and bases empty. Tyler Worth in the groove right now. And breaking ball just misses. And the Mustangs have a base runner. Great Wildcats thought that was strike 3. But instead it's ball 4 for Gannon Wilson. That's the second time he's taken ball 4 in this game. That'll keep the inning alive for Quentin Palm. Quentin Palm hit the ball hard, but lined out to lost his last time up over at third. He's 1 for 3 here with an RBI single back in the first. Quentin Palm, the West Bay third baseman, but first I'll throw over to first, nothing doing. And a step off here, nothing doing over at first again. Now I know what you're all thinking. No, this is not Major League Baseball. If you do that twice, you have to get him out a third time, but that's not a rule yet in the PIAA. First pitch here to Quentin Palm is up high. And now throw over to first, gets away. And again, Wilson will hang over to second on E2. So now the tying run is in scoring position. And next pitch is up high for a ball. It's 2-0 here to Quinton Palm. The 2-0, slow breaking ball, in for a strike. Tell you what, that sun does feel good. Feels good. Bing.
The breeze is
Bing
a
on.
little warmer too.
Yeah, the breeze is slowing down a little bit. That's a good thing. The 2-1 pitch, swung on, grounded foul. Gave us the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. The tying run is at second base after the error. That's now 5 errors in this game on the Greenwood Wildcats. They had 2 against St. Joseph Cavalry Academy on Thursday. But here they have 5. And somehow they have a 1-run lead. Tyler Murph trying to get out of this thing with that lead. And a high fastball laid off for ball 3. Back-to-back batters getting the count full.
A lot of pitches today so far.
Yeah, you gotta wonder. I wish we were keeping track of this. How many pitches Tyler Murph has? This is 5th inning of work. And now payoff pitch, swung on, hit foul. Still 3 balls and 2 strikes. Newport and Susquehanna anxiously waiting. It was scheduled for 1:30, a half hour from now, but I don't think that's gonna happen with the way this game is going. Still got 2 more innings at least.
And they still got to warm up a little bit. So at least half.
Yeah. And now there's a swing and a drive out towards center field. It'll get down. Gary Wilson rounding third, throw to the plate. It takes a hop and not in time. And the Mustangs get an RBI double for Quinton Palm. And the Mustangs have tied up. It's 8-8. And it seems like that is going to do it for Titan Worth. He was so close to getting out of this thing, and now we got a pitching change for the Wildcats. We'll tell you who it is. We have a brand new ball game here with 2 outs in the 5th. So 11. He was the right fielder, so who's on right field now? So that's 1, 2, 3. Who's going to second? Oh, he's going to. All right. Yeah, he was at first. Yep. So the pitcher's going over to second. Is still young out there in right field. Then who's on right field? Oh, the second baseman's now at third. Second baseman's now at third. Pitching change here for the Quill Wildcats. And the right fielder, Fence Warrior, comes out from right field, now pitching for the Wildcats. And first assignment is Carson Fritz. The designated hitter held himself a good game. 2 for 2. He was hit by a pitch in the second. He scored 1 sit back in the first. He has 2 singles. And now here we go with the first pitch from Vance Moyer up high to Carson Fritz for ball one. So Tynan Worth now goes over to second. Dylan Young goes over to third base. And a go-ahead run for West Prairie is now at second. And now there's a swing and a drive out towards center field, and it's going to be caught on the center fielder. That is Aiden Sugden, and that gets out of the inning. But we have a brand new ball game. An RBI double for Quentin Palm ties the game up at 8-8 after 5 innings. You're watching the Perry County Tournament semifinal exclusively on the Peco Sports Talk YouTube channel, presented by the Bank of Landisburg and by Peco Yardscapes. Back for inning number 6 in a tie ball game. Back here for the 6th inning. 8-8 here between West Prairie and Greenwood. The Wildcats have the lead for a little bit, but now we have a brand new ball game. And here we go with the top of the lineup. Here's Owen Lodge, the leadoff hitter for the Green Wildcats, taking ball one for Caleb Bissell. And now here's a rip, and that gets the gap. And trying to get it to second, Owen Lodge, he slams on the brakes, trying to go for a double, but instead he has a laid-off single. And there is the go-ahead run here in a crucial spot of this ball game. A laid-off single for Owen Lodge, his first hit of the game. He's now 1 for 3. He was hit by a pitch this last time out, carrying around to score. Now he has his first hit in a really big spot. Now here comes the man in the second spot of the lineup, Dylan Yawn. Yawn has the big hit of the game so far for Greenwood Wildcats. A 2-run double his last time up. Throw on the first, nothing doing. But Dylan Young, 2 for 3 so far. Struck out, swinging to lay off the third. But other than that, he has been clutch. A single, a double for 2 RBIs. And swing and a miss. There goes Losh. And now slide and out at second. Owen Losh caught stealing. A great throw from Mason Sprecher. And there is 1 out here. And now 1 out with the base is empty. Wow, throw for Mason Sprecher. My goodness. Just an absolutely perfect throw, and now Dylan Young, the base is empty, 1 out, pitch in the dirt for a ball. It's 1 ball, 1 strike here to Young. Pitch up high, good fastball. Man, Caleb Bissell, he is bringing the heat. Like, this is one of the things I would love to do in the future for baseball and softball, to have a radar gun to see how hard these pitches are thrown. We know that Ryan Shoppy was likely going to be pitching in the second semifinal against Newport. He can throw in the 90s. He's a hard thrower. He can do good. And next pitch got away in the dirt. Counts 3 balls and a strike to Dalton Young. Sixth inning in a tie ball game. 3 ball and 1 strike pitch from Bissell. Swung on and hit over to Eli Lyons at second. Lyons with all sorts of time throws over to first, well in time. And there's quickly out number 2. That'll bring up H.A. Adlin. H.A. Adlin, the shortstop, wearing number 6. 1 for 3 so far. Struck out swinging his last time up for the first out in the 4th. And here he takes ball 1. After today, Green Wildcats will be back at home on Wednesday for the next game in a Perry County matchup in the Tri-Fi League, as Greenwood awaits Susquehanna on Wednesday at 4:30. That's at Greenwood. West Prairie will be on the road for the first time on Monday for Mid-Penn Colonial Division opener as they travel to Big Spring on Monday. Next pitch is outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Yeah, sometimes it's hard to see the scoreboard with the sun shining down on it. And now it's a swing, and this will get a play out towards the parking lot. We see that a lot here when the balls go out of play and they miss the car a lot, actually. It doesn't happen very often. I still have yet to see a broken, shattered window. Yeah, I haven't seen that yet. And now here's the next pitch. It's hit high into shallow center field. Who's going to get the end of it is Drew Brand calling off the shortstop. Drew Brand makes the catch, and it's a quick 1-2-3 inning. Despite a base hit, Owen Lodge was caught stealing second, and we're heading to the bottom of the 6th. The Mustangs in a big spot in a tie ball game, trying to get the go-ahead run in the bottom of the 6th. Bottom of inning number 6. The West Prairie Mustangs, if they can get a run here, then West Prairie Mustangs will be 3 outs away from going to their 19th straight Perry County Championship game. Coming up next, the Newport Buffaloes and the Susquehanna Blackhawks in semifinal number 2 right here on YouTube. That is coming up next. But here we go for the Mustangs. 5, 6, and 7 hitters, and here is Kyan Sturm trying to bunt his way on, and it goes foul for strike 1. Kyan Sturm 0 for 3 so far, the only West Prairie player to not get on base in this game. Struck out twice in his first 2 at-bats, grounded out to the catcher his last time up. And next pitch is up high for ball one. This is a huge spot here for the Mustangs. If they can get a run here in this inning, then Greenwood will be down to their final 3 outs. Or, we have seen this before, if West Prairie can get 10 runs here in the inning, then the game is over. But here's a high fly ball. Good contact there for Kyan Sturm. But fly out here to center field, that is Aiden Sugden. And there is the first out of the inning. Remember what's on the line here, ladies and gentlemen. There is no consolation game. It is win and advance or go home. Here today, there will not be a second game for the loser of this one, or for the second semifinal. Here's Christian Stump. Had a 2-run single in the first inning. He's 1 for 2. He was hit by a pitch in the second. Here he takes ball one. I'm sure West Prairie or Greenwood fans did expect this, but we have a game, ladies and gentlemen, here in the first semifinal. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Good fastball, and it's outside for ball two. Newport versus Susquehanna. If you're looking for that game, don't go anywhere. We'll have it right here on YouTube. And there's a swing and a drive, a bouncer over to the third baseman. A long throw, and it's in time. Nice play there for Dylan Young, who was at second base, now the third baseman. And he gets a big out number 2. And up next here is Ryan McCurdy. He reached on an error his last time up. He's 0 for 3. Greenwood has yet to have a 1-2-3 inning. But Vance Boyer, who came in relief in the last inning, looking for 4 straight outs. Here is a nice breaking ball. Looked to be a curveball for strike 1. Final line score for Tynan Worth, the starter for Greenwood, 4 2/3 of an inning, facing 30 batters. Slower breaking ball gets away for ball 1. 3 strikeouts for Tynan Worth, 2 walks, gave up 9 hits, and out 8 runs, 7 of them were earned. Correction, 6 of those runs were earned for Tynan Worth. And next pitch swung on and missed from Ryan McCurdy. And Greenwood, Vance Moyer, trying to give Greenwood their first 1-2-3 inning to have a tie game heading into the 7th. 1 strike away for a 1-2-3. A swing, a house swing there, but it goes out of play.
How many innings of regulation, please? Regulation, how many innings? 6? I don't remember how many we did.
1-2 pitch coming up once again for Moyer. That's Moyer taking his time on this one, and timeout call at the plate. We are in the 6th inning. Bases are empty with 2 outs. A 1-2 pitch from Moyer. Slow breaking ball, a swing and a miss. The Greenwood Wildcat defense has their first 1-2-3 inning of the game, and we are tied at 8-8 heading into the 7th inning. This is the Perry County Tournament semifinal, exclusively on the Peco Sports Talk YouTube channel, presented by the Bank of Harrisburg and by Peco Yardscapes. Don't go anywhere. We are in for an exciting finish as we are tied up heading into the 7th. The 7th inning. Remember, ladies, in high school, there are only 7 innings in regulation. So this is a huge spot for both teams. And for the Greenwood Wildcats, they're in a good part of the lineup coming up. 4, 5, and 6 hitters stood up for the Wildcats. Here comes the Wildcat DH, Gavin Oburn. Laying it off for the Wildcats in a tie ball game. And swing, he lines it foul. Out play for strike 1. You don't necessarily want to be aggressive here in this situation. But if you can find a way to get on base, it puts a whole lot of pressure on the West Prairie defense. All 1 pitch coming up from Caleb Bissell. He keeps it in, and it's called strike 2. West Prairie trying to advance to the Prairie County Championship game for the 19th straight season. And now there's a ground ball, and Caleb Bissell with the backhand. He flips over to first. Beautifully executed there for Caleb Bissell for a first out of the 7th inning. Caleb Bissell potentially robbing a base hit. But now here comes the man who's having himself a good game at the plate, the Greenwood catcher, Braden Benito. He scored twice in this game, had the big hit his last time up, the RBI double to give Greenwood the lead at 8-7 back in the 4th inning. Here he takes ball 1. Benito, he's 1 for 1. He was hit by a pitch in the 2nd. He walked in the 3rd, scored on both times. He was stranded over at 4th, but has the RBI double, so he's 1 for 1. Here he swings, and wow, that went through the backstop cage.
Yeah, it went through and came over the top.
Yeah, went through and rolled back over the top of it. That's a strike. Wow, I don't think we've seen that before. That's a first. Bases are empty here with 1 out. 1 ball, 1 strike pitch from Bissell. And it's up high for ball 2. Earlier today, we had a very special opening ceremony. West Prairie Hall of Famer Derek Morrison threw out the ceremonial first pitch. It was 30 years ago this season that Derek Morrison had the game of his life in a Prairie County Championship game against Newport. Strike 2 called, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Morrison, it still stands as the record to this day here at West Prairie. 9 consecutive strikeouts against Newport Buffaloes. Still a school record. Derek Morrison, West Prairie Hall of Famer. And now full count here. Brandon Benito trying to get on base for the 4th time. The 3-2 pitch is outside, and that is ball 4. Benito didn't know that was ball 4 for a second until the coach told him so. So the 4th time Benito has gone on base, and he represents the go-ahead run. That will bring up Vance Moyer. Vance Moyer came into relief, the new pitcher for Greenwood, trying to help his own cause here. Go ahead, run down at first, and first pitch down low for ball 1. Like Derek Morrison, I don't know him personally, but I heard a lot of good things about him. He was an incredible pitcher here at West Prairie Hall of Famer. Currently battling a tough battle with cancer at the moment. Our thoughts and prayers go out to Derek Morrison and his family. It's Derek Morrison having a brave battle right now with cancer, but we were honored to have him here today. Next pitch coming up for Bissell on 1-1 count. Swing, and it's a high fly ball out to left field. Drew Brand calling for it. He has it, and there is a big out, number 2. Brand Benito retreating back to first. So 2 outs now with the go-ahead run at first for Jackson Anderson. Now, Jackson Anderson, he was caught stealing home plate back in the third inning. Double steal time, and now, a fastball nails Jackson Anderson, and now the go-ahead run goes into scoring position. Yeah, that was a fastball right on the leg there, and you can see that Anderson is definitely shaken up, and timeout is called from the officials to make sure he is okay. Oh, yeah, I know what it's like to get hit by a fastball. That was definitely a fastball. I didn't see any breaking action on that one. Yeah, that's not going to feel too good, but he's at least going to try to stay in the game here. That's a bad. Yeah, just walk it off. That's all you gotta do. And the fans applying effort for Jackson Anderson to stay in the game, and he'll stay there at first. Up next, here is Aiden Sugden. A big hit for him, the 2-run single back in the third. He struck out twice, however, and 2 outs with the go-ahead run in second base. And here he takes strike 1. Derek Morrison, by the way, he is related. He is the first cousins with Susquehanna's Ryan Shoppy. Ryan Shoppy here. Yeah, here's a swing and a miss from Sugden. A big pitch coming up here from Caleb Bissell. Trying to head to the bottom of 7 for a tie ball game. The 0-2 pitch coming up. Here it is. A high fastball, but a nice job for Mason Springer to leap up and make that grab to avoid 2 runners going up into scoring position. Runners at first and second with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. A 1-2 pitch from Bissell to Sugden. It's taken, called strike 3. Aiden Sugden strikes out for the 3rd time, and we are heading into the bottom of the 7th. The West Prairie Mustangs are looking for a walk-off. Don't go anywhere. We are in a tie ball game heading into the final half of the 7th inning. Bottom of the 7th inning in a tie ball game. The West Prairie Mustangs need 1 run for a walk-off, and it's 8-9-1 hitters for the Mustangs. Mason Springer, Drew Brandt, and then the top of the lineup, Eli Lyons. Here we go with Mason Springer. The West Prairie catcher struck out looking his last time up. But here he swings at the first pitch, and it goes to the shortstop, long throw, and in time. Beautiful throw for A.J. Atlin. One pitch. There is the first out. That is now 5 straight set down by Vance Moyer for Greenwood, including a strikeout from Ryan McCurdy. Here is Drew Brandt. 1 for 2. Has an RBI single back in the second. And here he takes strike 1 called. The Greenwood Wildcats looking to shut down the Mustangs to force extra innings here in this one. Vance Moyer in relief. The 0-1 pitch to Drew Brandt is up high for ball 1. Drew Brandt had a couple of nice plays out in left field defensively. This is a long game. And now here we go with a bouncer over to first base. And that is Jackson Anderson taking himself for the second out. 3 unassisted. And now the top of the lineup for the Mustangs. We are 2 hours and 40 minutes into this game. And the Green Wildcats are 1 out away from extending it. And now the top of the lineup for West Perry, Eli Lyons. Slow breaking ball, the slider in for a called strike 1. Eli Lyons 0 for 2, a pop out to shortstop, a sac bunt, a walk, and a fly out to shortstop his last time up. The 0-1 pitch from Moyer, up high for a ball. Count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. If you are looking for Susquehanna versus Newport, well, that game is supposed to start in right now. It's 1:30, but that's obviously not going to happen. Here's a swing and a ground ball. Anderson again with the grab down the baseline. And we are going to extra innings here in our first semifinal. Tied up 8-8 here coming up in the 8th inning. This is the first Perry County Tournament semifinal. West Perry versus Greenwood. Exclusively on the Peco Sports Talk YouTube channel, presented by the Bank of Landsberg and by Peco Yardscapes. We'll be back for extra innings here in our first semifinal. 8-8 heading into the 8th. Extra innings, 8-8 in the top of the 8th. And here is West Perry's number 8, Caleb Bissell. He has been doing well on the mound since coming into relief from Grady Brown. And here we go with Titan Worth. How about this? 8 versus 8. 8-8 in the 8th. 8s all around. And here we go with ball 1. Here to Titan Worth. Just unbelievable. What a game we have here. We still got a championship game. Another semifinal coming up. Next pitch is swung on and fouled back. I'll play. 1 ball, 1 strike. This is the first time that West Perry and Greenwood have gone extra innings here in the history of this tournament. And now, a tight pressure moment here. Pitch in the dirt for ball 2. And Newport and Susquehanna are waiting, just really waiting. They thought they would be playing at this point. Line drive, and bouncer right to Missile, and a drop, and that is got a result. And a base runner for the Wildcats. Oh my goodness, what happened there? Caleb Bissell had it. And he just butterfinger his ball over. That's going to result in E1. And now Titan Worth represents the go-ahead run here in extra innings. Oh, big pressure over here. And now the top lineup for the Wildcats. Here's Owen Lodge. Out of base hit his last time up. And here he swings and misses at the first pitch for strike 1. What an opportunity, my goodness, for the Greenwood Wildcats. Titan Worth, who was the starting pitcher, now the second baseman, is the go-ahead run at first after an error from Caleb Bissell. Throw over to first, nothing doing. Greenwood Wildcats trying to make it to the Perry County Championship game for just the second time in the history of this tournament. They made it back in 2019, where it was an 11-2 victory for the West Prairie Mustangs against Greenwood. Here is a whole different ballgame. Bunt attempt here is popped up, goes out of play. Make the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Go ahead, run at first. Not bad there for Owen Laws. The bunt went out of play, however, over the backstop cage. 0-2 pitch and a check swing, but definitely went around there. Yep. Even a home plate umpire saying he went around. That's a big strikeout for strike 3. And now, here comes Dylan Young. We see West Prairie Athletic Director Alan Marceau looking on. Dylan Young had himself a big game. He had a 2-run double back in the 4th inning. That gave Greenwood the lead at the moment. Here he takes ball 1. And breaking ball. Young had a duck underneath it for ball 2. The 2-0 pitch from Bissell. Outside for ball 3. Or excuse me, that's 2 balls and a strike. Oh, well, sorry, missed a strike there apparently. 2 balls and a strike here to Dylan Young. I thought that was ball 3. Must have missed a strike there. It's all good. 2 balls and a strike now. And here's a pitch down low for ball 3. The Greenwood Wildcats very excited about this one. A tough loss for them against St. Joseph's Catholic this past Thursday for their season opener. Now they're trying to upset the Mustangs. And a high ball, that is ball 4 anyway, but it goes to the backstop. And nothing further for Titan Worth. He goes to second. And now here's first-year head coach Josh Wilson coming out to talk to Bissell. Knowing this is a high-pressure situation as now the go-ahead run is in scoring position. Like, what do you do if you're Susquehanna and Newport right now? It's like, man, we should have been playing hours ago. And now we're about 3 hours into this game. And it's just unbelievable, the schedule. I mean, hey, you cannot complain about the weather, not one bit. It's absolutely beautiful conditions here. Temperatures right now in the upper 50s. I mean, it could be worse. Remember last year? It was snowing here in the Perry County Championship Tournament. And we played in it. It was actually kind of fun. Kind of cold, yeah, but kind of fun. Well, how many Pennsylvania teams can say that they played in the snow? Well, we're not seeing that today. And here comes H.A. Atlan. H.A. Atlan 1 for 4 so far. Had a base hit back in the third. And here he takes ball 1. Titan Worth at second. He represents the go-ahead run. Dylan Young at first. Wide out here in extra innings. And nice pitch. Fastball down the middle. Call for strike 1. Kind of surprised Atlan did take a hack at that one. We even have the other 2 umpires waiting for their game coming up. And next pitch misses outside for ball 2. Two balls, 1 strike to count. Next pitch up high for ball 3. Gavin Oburn, the designated hitter, is on deck. We still got another semifinal coming up, ladies and gentlemen. It's a long day here. The 3-1 from Bizzo is up high for ball 4. And a golden opportunity coming up here with the bases loaded and only 1 out. And here comes the big designated hitter, Gavin Oburn. Gavin Oburn 1 for 4. He had a base hit back in the third, came around and scored. He grounded out to Bissell his last time up in the 7th to lead off the 7th inning. Tyneworth at third. De Leon at second. And now a timeout called here. And it seems, flag trainer Zach Rudy is coming out to take a look at Caleb Bissell. Something wrong with his pitching hand, looks like. So we have, I guess, an injury timeout here. Caleb Bissell asking for the athletic trainer to come over. That's Zach Rudy. And Josh Wilson pointing at somebody, probably telling somebody to warm up.
Kind of unexpected.
Yeah, I don't know what the situation is. It looks like it's something with the hand, the pitching hand for Caleb Bissell.
Looks like possibly the thumb or something.
Yeah, I can't really see from up here. You got Charles Kemp, the home plate umpire, talking to Coach Wilson and Zach Ray along with Caleb Bissell. Now we got somebody warming up here for West Perry. That's number 13. That's Caden Kimball. Getting loose behind the West Perry dugout. And I think we're going to have a pitching change here. Yes, we are. So I don't know what it is, but we have a pitching change in a huge spot coming up. Caleb Bissell heads back to the dugout with Zach Rudy, our athletic trainer. Man, just when you thought this game was going to go any longer, now we got... We do have 2 players behind the West Prairie dugout stretching, throwing the ball back and forth. So we have a timeout here. And let's see who comes out here on the dugout. And yep, we do have a pitching change coming up. And it's number 15. That's Aiden Lesher coming up here in a tight spot. Bases loaded, 1 out. We'll be back in extra innings for Aiden Lesher now coming up for the Mustangs on the mound. A tight spot here for Aiden Lesher. Coming in for the injured Caleb Bissell. It looked like there was something wrong with his thumb and his pitching hand. And so Aiden Lesher in a tight spot. Bases are loaded with one out here in the 8th inning. And here we go with Gavin Oburn. The designated hitter taking the first pitch as called a strike. I don't know what the injury is, but we'll keep you posted if we hear anything. Most likely after this game. And so here we go with the next pitch. Oh, one is up high for ball one. Titan Worth at third. Della Young at second. AJ Adlin at first. Back-to-back walks and an error. With one out here and the bases loaded. A swing and a miss from Ober makes it 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ober 1 for 4. Had a base hit and carry around the score in the 3rd inning. One out here. Looking for a big punch out here. It's Aiden Lesher, 1-2. A swing and a miss. Gavin Oburn strikes out for the 2nd time. And that's a big out, number 2. And now here comes Brandon Benito. Brandon Benito had the one hit that gave Greenwood the lead, and they have been scoreless ever since. Brandon Benito, 2-run double in the 4th. Breaking ball upstairs, called a strike. Benito walked his last time up. He's 1 for 1, a hit by pitch, 2 walks, and RBI double. Next pitch, swing and a miss from Benito, and the Mustangs are 1 strike away from getting out of a bases loaded jam. This is a big pitch. Benito had that 2-run, that RBI double with 2 strikes. The 0-2 pitch, swing, line drive, base hit up the middle, out to center field, 1 run scores. Here comes the 2nd, and the Greenwood Wildcats in a crucial spot have taken a lead. A throw goes wild, and it's a 2-run single for Brayden Benito, his 3rd RBI of the game. And with 2 strikes and 2 outs, Benito delivers again. AJ Allen stops at 2nd. And runners at 1st and 2nd. And Grill Wildcats are up by 2, 9-7. Or excuse me, 10-8. Here comes Vance Moyer. And that's just doing so good. Struck out his first batter. Was 1 strike away from doing it again. And now here's Vance Moyer. Swing at the high fastball for strike 1.
Number 7's Irish. Lucky Irish today.
That's unbelievable. Brandon Benito having a game of his life. He has reached base 5 times in this game. 3 RBIs. A double and a single. 2 walks. And a hit by pitch. 0-2 now to Moyer. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Moyer goes down and strikes, but the damage has been done. A 2-run single for Brandon Benito gives the Grill Wildcats a 2-run lead, and the Mustangs are down to their final 3 outs. They need 2 to keep it going, 3 to win it, coming up in the bottom of the 8th. We are nearly 3 hours into this game. And now, GREENWOOD Wildcats are 3 outs away from advancing to the Perry County Championship for the second time in the history of this tournament. And the West Prairie Mustangs down by 2. They need 2 to tie it, 3 to win it. And it's the 2, 3, and 4 here stood up for West Perry. Here is Gannon Wilson. He's walked twice in this game. He's 1 for 2. And the first pitch hits him. So that's the start that West Prairie was looking for, kind of. It's Gannon Wilson. All right, you got to find a way to get base runners. Sometimes you just, this was a big saying back in my high school days, take one for the team. And that's what Gannon Wilson just did.
Like a major league.
And now, here comes Quentin Palm. He's 2 for 4 in this game, and he gets hit by the first pitch. And just like that, the tying runs are on base. Vance Moyer still pitching for the Wildcats, and right away, here comes Jason Sugden saying, whoa, hold on a minute. It's like we're up by 2. And now the winning run is coming up to the plate. With nobody out, it's Carson Fritz, the designated hitter, he's been having himself a good game so far. He's 2 for 3. But now here's Sugden talking. It's like, hey, don't worry about it. I know exactly what this conversation is. They say, relax. We're up by 2. They have a good lead. But you don't want to hit the first 2 batters on back-to-back pitches. Just take 1 out at a time. If you can find a way to get a ground ball, even if it's just for 1 out, that would be great. Just take one batter at a time. That's exactly what the conversation is. And here comes the West Prairie designated hitter, Carson Fritz. He's 2 for 3 in the game. A single in the first, hit by pitch in the second. And here's a pitch in there for a called strike. The GREENWOOD Wildcat fans starting to feel it. Remember, there is no consolation game, so if you lose, you're done for today. Winner moves on to the Perry County Championship game. Here's the 0-1. The bunt attempt is pulled back for ball 1 on a high fastball. That's not a bad idea either. And that could favor GREENWOOD a little bit. If Fritz gets the bunt down, get the easy out, and there you go. You got 1 out. There we go. And here's the bunt. It's down. Fritz is flying down, and there's the sacrifice bunt. That puts 2 runners in scoring position on a successful sacrifice. And more importantly, 1 out. The tying runs are in scoring position. And I believe we're going to have a pinch hitter here coming up for the Mustangs. And indeed we do. It's Caden Kimmel. So Caden Kimmel pinch hitting for Kyan Sturm. And a really good spot. Caden Kimmel. A base hit will most likely tie it up. You can see how in the outfielders are trying to prevent 2 runs from scoring. A base hit will definitely bring in 1, but the outfielders are in here. And there's a nice breaking ball called strike 1. Next pitch, swung on, chopper, foul. Josh Wilson trying to make the play. Bring out his inner Jeff Stanham out there. Just outdone that a few times. He made some nice plays down third baseline. Now it's his retirement after last season. Now it's no balls and 2 strikes to Caden Kimmel. The 0-2 from Moyer. Swing and a miss. High fastball. And the Wildcats are 1 out away. Last hole for the Mustangs is Christian Stump. Christian Stump 1 for 3. He had a 2-run single back in the first inning. That made it 3-0 at the time. The first pitch is down low for ball 1. 1-0 to Christian Stump, the West Prairie shortstop. Greenwood is 1 out away for advancing to the Perry County Championship game. The 1-0 pitch is in for a strike, 1-1. West Perry hasn't missed an appearance in the Perry County Championship since 2005. A slower breaking ball, and the West Perry Mustangs are down to their final strike. 18 consecutive Perry County Championship game appearances for West Perry. Greenwood trying to get to their second. The 1-2 pitch upstairs, ball 2, laid off. The tied runs are in scoring position. Gannon Wilson at third, Quentin Palm at second. The winning run is at the plate. 2-2 pitch count up from Moyer. In the dirt, laid off, and it's a full count. This is a big spot. Ryan McCurdy is on deck. The 3-2 from Moyer. Swung on, fouled back. Way to make contact. We're starting to see a lot of Susquehanna and Newport fans here at West Prairie as they anxiously wait for the second semifinal coming up next, right here at West Prairie Varsity Field.
They've already been here for about an hour already.
3-2 from Moyer again. Swing, chopper, over to the shortstop. Throw to first, and the Greenwood Wildcats, for the second time in the history of this tournament, is headed to the Perry County Championship game. And they stun the West Prairie Mustangs 10-8 in 8 innings. What an effort. What a game. Extra innings in a game that lasted exactly 3 hours. And the Greenwood Wildcats, for just the second time in program history, will play for a Perry County Championship, their first since 2019. Who will the Greenwood Wildcats face in our Perry County Championship game? We're going to find out coming up next, right here on YouTube. It's finally the second semifinal. Newport versus Susquehanna. Where will take on Greenwood? The day is done for the West Prairie Mustangs as there is no consolation game here today. As the West Prairie Mustangs will hit the road for the first time on Monday for the next game, as they open up the Mid-Penn Colonial Division season, as they travel to Big Spring at 4:30. But for now, it's the Greenwood Wildcats 10-8 our final. And stay right here on YouTube. We'll have a new stream posted in a few moments, as we'll finally have semifinal number 2. Newport versus Susquehanna coming up next. Winner takes on Greenwood for a Perry County Championship. Until then, I am Alex Wall, the Golden Pipes of Perry County Baseball, saying so long from now here at West Perry High School. Your final score in this one, Greenwood 10, West Perry 8 in 8 innings. We'll see you in just a moment for semifinal number 2, Susquehanna versus Newport, here at West Perry High School.